federal government to even review its regulations. And I can tell you, here's the impact on us. Right across the street from where I live is a 240-unit luxury condo going up. It's going to have a swimming pool, a place to walk your dog. It is going to be a yuppie haven. The Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, is actually helping to finance luxury condos in our city for millionaires and billionaires. That is absolutely crazy. Our government needs reform in the biggest way. Now, my opponent sits on the finance committee that actually oversees HUD's actions. He didn't see a problem with HUD's actions at a time when that same department is responsible for kicking so many people in the north side and throughout our city out of their homes during the foreclosure crisis. Government needs to be reformed. Tort reform is part of that, and my opponent simply doesn't support it, and as a result, seniors and veterans are being crushed. The middle class is being put pressure on over and over again. My opponent has been staunchly opposed to any meaningful reforms in government because of the money that he takes.
All right, Keith Ellison.
Well, it's absolutely not true, and I could name some other examples where untruths have been stated. One of them was that I didn't go to my own open house. That wasn't true. I proved it with the tape. Another one is that I didn't go to my student meeting. I was there too. But I'm just not gonna, I don't want to lower this debate. I don't want to lower this debate because I think we should at least try to tell the truth. The fact of the matter is that HUD has been doing, in my view, a good job at trying to put America in quality housing. There's a program called the Neighborhood Stabilization Program where HUD helped us, the city of Minneapolis, to buy up foreclosed homes and to then refurbish them and put people back into them. So, I know it's common, it's in vogue to attack the government, but the fact is that HUD is doing good work every single day. And in fact, the biggest problem is they don't have enough support to make sure that we can address this foreclosure crisis. And I just want to say this, HUD had nothing to do with the foreclosure crisis. In fact, they are part of trying to solve that problem. HUD, the foreclosure crisis, is because we deregulated and didn't have any consumer protection. This is why the foreclosure crisis occurred. People were allowed to just go in there and sell people mortgages that they didn't understand, low doc loans, and then securitize them on the secondary market. And the cutback, denuded federal government that didn't even have enough lawyers to address this issue was at the whims of the people who did all this stuff. So at this, I will say this. It is classic blaming the victim in this situation, classic blaming government, classic attacking the United States government, and I think that in a society dedicated to liberty and justice for all and government for, of, and by the people, we should not stand up here and let folks just denigrate the government like that. The government, the police is...
Let's give Chris Fields a time to respond.
Sure. Look, all of this stuff happened on my opponent's watch. And I wouldn't say that my opponent is responsible for every bad thing that has happened. But the simple fact is, it was on his watch that our credit rating went down. It was on his watch that we had the largest economic collapse in history. It is time to fundamentally change Washington. And in order to do that, in order to get the right policies in place, we need the right people. In 2006, I'll make this point, 60% of Democrats did not select my opponent in the DFL primary. That same year in the general election, 44% of people didn't choose my opponent in the primary. Since then, he's done nothing to wow us. He's done nothing to support us, to support the hard-working families. It is time to make
one more question from the audience because we're almost out of time.
Well, wait a minute. I did win by 70% of the vote the last two times.
Quick question from the audience.
Come on, man.
All right, Mike, I'm here with Ben from St. Paul. He's got a quickie.
Yeah, who's your favorite economist?
I'd say my favorite economist is probably Paul Krugman.
All right, Chris Fields, how about you? Favorite economist?
Favorite economist, I like Art Laffer. I like a few other pro-growth people. I tell you what, my opponent has an address here, but he might as well be living in a state of denial if he thinks that Paul Krugman has anything to add to our economic discussion these days.
No, let me tell you, Paul Krugman has correctly identified the roots of the problem in this country. Paul Krugman has offered solutions for our country to move forward, which is investing in the middle class, investing in education, workforce development, and infrastructure. I think he's right on target, and I think that I would urge everybody to read Krugman more extensively.
15 seconds, Chris Fields.
That would be a recipe for disaster, and I'd be concerned with anyone who follows somebody who doesn't think that we have a debt crisis, who doesn't think that our deficits are out of control.
We have to wrap it up there. Let's have a big hand for our candidates. This has been a great exchange. We really appreciate both of you coming by. And I want to remind everybody to be sure to join us tomorrow at noon. We'll be here at the fair again with another debate between U.S. Senator Amy